Fox Run, how long it's been here, and why the name?
Well, the original owners opened it in 1990, and they named it Fox Run because they believed that animals on wine labels would sell wine.
Good luck.
And so they did a computer printout, and Fox Run was the first one that was appropriate. We do have a lot of foxes here. We have a den down in one of the lower vineyards of the red fox. We usually see them in the wintertime when they come out during the day and it's snowy, and you see them on the snow. It's just fabulous. I bought the winery in 1994, and we were a little 1,000 case winery, and now we're about 22,000 cases. And we produce 12 different wines.
Yeah.
5 of them are Riesling, and we also help small wineries. If somebody wants to start a winery and they can't afford to buy the equipment, they do all that kind of stuff, we will help them start their winery. We'll make their wines here for them, and then they can open a taste room and they can actually start.
That's nice. That's great. And your environmental conscience, I mean, all that you have with solar equipment and then the recycling of glass bottles, that's fantastic. Do you own most of the fruit that you bottle? Is it like estate owned?
Yeah, all our reds are estate grapes, and most of our Chardonnays, but we do buy about 40% of our grapes we purchase.
Okay,
so
the Riesling, most of the Rieslings.
No, Riesling is all estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what do you buy?
Traminette.
Oh, okay.
And we buy Cayuga, which is another hybrid, and then we also buy some Chardonnay for the Doyle.
I want to pick your brain because I love what's in your heart and in your brain, of course. The man behind the wine. So you had a very good, profitable career in real estate. When did you go crazy? When did you become nuts and you decided I want to make wine for a living? When did that happen? When did the incoherence first assault you?
That was back in 1980. I was in Lake County in California, and my girlfriend, I was in real estate, and the interest rates were 22%. People don't buy ranches and resorts,
right?
And so she got me a job in a winery, hand labeling bottles of wine for the Stanford Alumni Association. And then she got the job at assistant winemaker at Firestone, and we went down there, and I was working on the bottling line. I said, "Wow, this is just a wonderful
I would love
atmosphere
to do this for the rest of my life."
And then I came back and discovered cool climate wines, and I couldn't get a job as a winemaker, so I went to Long Island and Pindar Vineyards, and I was the general manager there. And then I realized I said, I'm doing everything that an owner should be doing, and I should own my own wine.
You were fairly young back then with that. Yeah, you're still young, but when you were...
I was about 40, 41.
Oh, it's fantastic. All right, let's get into 2 wines, and then we're going to go inside because we're chilling our bones. And Garrison is a father-to-be. We cannot lose him.
No,
he at least has to hold a baby first,
right?
Yeah,
I know.
Before anything happens. All right, cheers, man. So what do we have here? This is a Sylvan Riesling.
2023 Sylvan Riesling. This is a special project that my wife and I came up with after visiting the Mosel and seeing all the Rieslings in big oak tanks, And so we came back and we tried something in oak barrels with old oak barrels that had absolutely no flavor. But what we were looking for is
roundness, creaminess,
creaminess, yes. Yeah. And so we ferment it dry and then pull it immediately out of the barrel. And what we found over the years is that if you leave it in barrels for too long after fermentation, you lose the aromatics. And so that's why we pull it out right after.
You have a brilliant winemaker. Craig, what's his last name?
Craig Hasbach.
Craig Hasbach. That guy is a genius. He is the Phil Jackson of the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. Oh my God, how he treats those grapes. He's a brilliant, acquisition for the team.
Oh yeah. We're really lucky we got him.
All right, this is lovely, my friend. So now we're going to get into Lemberg. Why are you throwing it away? For the foxes? You've been drinking too much today? You got a long day?
I'll be sleeping tonight at 2 o'clock.
All right, so now we're doing, as you can tell, it's very cold outside. But this is something that I will never forget. This is a stories you tell your grandchild, your grandkids. I'm drinking with Scott Osborn at -30 because they lie to me. It's -30 here, drinking at Fox Run. So Lemberger, I have become obsessed with this over the past couple of hours.
So Lemberger is it's an interesting grape. It's got 57 different names. Then Lemberger, Blaufränkisch, Cape Frankisch, and then there's a whole slew of others. It grows really well. It tends to it gets ripe every year. It's got a little lower tannins. It's got this nice peppery quality to it.
It does,
and and it's just a great, refreshing dry red, and it goes with pork dishes and hamburgers and pizza.
It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. Um, it, Before we wrap up, because we got to go inside to do the podcast, for those out there who perhaps have never heard or tasted or don't even know what Lemberger is, just like I asked your chef a little while ago, if you were to describe Lemberger in a couple of sentences or bullet points, what would you say about Lemberger, the grape, and more specifically Lemberger grown in Seneca Lakes, Finger Lakes, Fox Run?
So Lemberger was we were the second vineyard to plant Lemberger back in 1995, and no wait 1997, and that's when actually we planted in 95 and we made our first wine in 1997. And we discovered it. We knew it was we planted it originally for color for Pinot Noir. But so you could add 2 or 3% to the Pinot, and it would give a better color.
To add color, okay.
But my winemaker and I were in Hungary, and we were in Eger, and we were tasting all these Cape Frankisch, and he goes, "I can make wine like this." And so when we came back, and I call it Lemberger because most Americans can pronounce Lemberger.
Easier than Cape Frankisch, right?
Yeah, or Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of a full-bodied red, but it has a drinkability to it that is, the tannins are soft, and it's just beautiful. And
it's gorgeous. It reminds me of a conversation that I had with. I've done a lot of these interviews. I have a friend in Spain who's both a winemaker and a pharmacist. And he told me that 200 years ago, doctors, or even less than that, would prescribe wine as medicine.
Yeah.
And certain wines have this descriptor as farmacia or pharmacy, or this smell of herbs or remedy. And what I love about this wine is that it has this nose that takes me back to not medicine in a bad way, but something that is going to make me feel better, juiciness, refreshment, nourishment, a little green note that it's not a green unripe note, but a green refreshing menthol-like note. This is gorgeous. Lemberger from Fox Run, Lemberger as a whole. This is my first Lemberger in my life, and I've been doing this for 20 years. This is gorgeous. This is delicious. For you guys out there who like Mencia, Gamay from Beaujolais, Bonarda, for those of you out there who like Dolcetto, Barbera, this is gorgeous. This is amazing, fantastic. Lemberger from Fox Run. Oh, that's a win there. This is for luck. Good luck. Gracias, mi gente. Sigan la página de Fox Run. Es espectacular. Prueben su... What?
Oh, I have to say, this is one of the things about wine that I find so special. And that is sitting down with friends in situations that are going to give me memories for the rest of my life. And this is going to be a great memory.
Yeah, this is on TV. Like we lost the wine. They say that when a wine gets spilled, it's because the angels were calling for it. They wanted it.
Well, they got it.
So the angels are drinking this. Cheers to you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Gracias, mi gente. Sigan Fox Run. Búsquenlos en cualquier parte del mundo que ustedes lo consigan, y en Puerto Rico con Pan American Todo Vino. Nos vamos para adentro del podcast porque nos estamos congelando los huesos. Salud y dale share.